Morning from Dublin, everyone. I hope you can hear me okay. I can see that our participants are now joining the webinar. So we'll just give it a few minutes for everyone to join, just another minute or two before we get started. So I've just put a note there in the chat and just to say we'll start in a minute to give everyone a chance to join. I think we'll go ahead and get started because I know we're dealing with a big time difference between Dublin and everyone over in Southeast Asia. So I'd like to thank you in advance for taking time out of your evening to join us today. This very important session. It's a specific training for our education agent counselors on the master's programs that we offer at the business school in Trinity. And I can see, business just growing in popularity at postgraduate level. So it's really important for education counsellors to understand how to correctly counsel and guide applicants for Trinity, especially with applications soon opening for September 2024 entry. So my name is Kim Gilfillan and I'm the regional manager for Southeast Asia and Oceania at Trinity. But this whole session is going to be delivered by Miss Elaine Chanson-Sue, who's joined us today, who's a student recruitment manager at the business school. So I'd like to welcome her and I'm going to hand over to her to deliver the session and then I'll come back in for the Q&A afterwards. Over to you, Elaine.
Very much, Kim. Thank you. Hello, everyone. My name is Elaine Chanson-Sue and I work in the business school. And I suppose first and foremost, I just wanted to say thank you so much, everyone, to spend the time and joining our webinar today and learning, having the opportunity to learn about our programs in the business school. We Southeast of Asia, so this is definitely an emerging market for us. And over the last number of years, we have started seeing more and more applications and students enrolled in the business school from this region. So thanks very much to everyone who has been contributing to that success. In case you are not very familiar with the Trinity Business School and how we run, we are one of the schools, obviously, in Trinity College Dublin, and we are a bit unique in the sense that we are one of the very few departments in Trinity that we have our own student recruitment team. We have 11 colleagues working in our team, and our job is to assist. We work with our agents and we work with our students and we try to get everyone's application processed as quickly as we can. So I hope if you have been working with us previously, I hope you have sensed that you have felt that our speech it's quick enough. I hope so. So, I just wanted to give you some very quick information about Trinity Business School, in case you are not very familiar with us. So Trinity, we are the #1 university in Ireland. And by the latest QS ranking, we are ranked at the number 81 in the globe, in the world. And the university was set up in 1592. That's more than 400 years ago by Queen Elizabeth I. Trinity Business School, and we are the #1 business school in Ireland, and we are ranked number 37th in Europe by FT ranking. Trinity Business School was established in 1925, so that was nearly 100 years ago. And we are a triple accredited business school by EQUIS, ASCSB, and AMBA. So that would position us in the top 1% of all the business schools around the globe. We are a very international business school, and within our PG cohort in 2022, 77% of all our PG students are international students. They're coming from 57 different countries, and that's how international we are. So during today's session, I'm going to talk to you about all the program offerings we have in the business school. I'm going to talk to you about what those programs are, what the programs are like, what's their selling point, and what kind of students we're looking for, and the entry requirements. And hopefully you will be able to get an overall understanding of our program portfolio. So first of all, I'm going to introduce you all to our MSc programs. So within the MSc programs, we have a few different key portfolios. We have our management programs, we have our finance programs, and we have our marketing programs, and then we have a set of specialist programs. So in the next roughly about 5 minutes, so I'm going to quickly go through all our MSc program offerings and exactly what each program is for and what those programs are like. So first, going through our management program portfolios. So we have the MSc in International Management, as well as the MSc in Management. The two programs are very, very different. So first, we look at the International Management Program. And the key difference making the two programs different is that the International Management Program is actually designed for students coming from the business management background. Okay, so students would have been, studied 4 years of undergraduate degree in business or management or anything in that way to be able to be considered for the International Management Program. And it's really designed for early career business graduates or for those with some business experiences in their work environment. And it's about building on the basics to give the knowledge for those students to be able to lead in an international environment. The students might want to work in a cross-cultural environment, for example, the multinational firms, or they want to work in different culture. Okay, so one interesting element coming into the program is there is an international residency week building into the International Management Program, where our students will travel to a different country and they will complete one module during the space of 1 week during the International Residency Week. And last year, our students have been going to Spain during the International Residency Week. Okay. Moving on to our MSc in Management program, and this program is designed for absolutely students who don't have any business background. They could have studied IT, medicine, engineering, physics, anything in the undergraduate, but not business. Okay, and the program is designed for non-business graduates, and it will equip them with the management skills that's necessary to succeed in today's globalized business environment. So the key idea of the program is we take those non-business students coming into the course, and we wanted to give them the key business understanding and know-how within the key business disciplines. For example, like marketing, finance, accounting, management, human resource management, so on and so forth. Okay. So moving on to our finance portfolio. So we have our MSc in finance program, and that's kind of our flagship program within our whole finance portfolio. It's a broad program comparing to the likes of financial risk management as well, because our students will cover areas such as accounting, finance, financial management, stock, investment, so on and so forth. So our students will have opportunities to get into all those different areas after studying with us. Okay, so for students to apply for the program, so they need to come from the business or accounting or economics or engineering, those kind of quantitative background to be able to get into the finance program. Okay, and the program offers practical, technical, and analytical skills to our students who like to pursue a career in finance. It's highly ranked. It's ranked by the latest QS ranking number 32nd in the world, and it's the first in Ireland, 6th in the UK and in Ireland, and so on and so forth. And our students would have access to Bloomberg training terminals as well when they do the finance, as well as our financial risk management program. Okay, the financial risk management program in comparison to finance is a bit more specialized, and it dives in a bit further, for example, into the risk analysis side of the modules. For example, you would look into market risk, credit risk, and operational risk, that side of the modules. And once again, the financial risk management program is really designed for students coming from a strong quantitative focus. Okay, they could have done business, finance, math, or engineering, or that kind of modules. So moving on, then we have our postgraduate diploma in accounting program. I'm not sure how familiar everyone is with the postgraduate diploma course. One thing we wanted to highlight is that postgraduate diploma programs, the only difference it is comparing to any MSc programs is that there is no final research project or dissertation project attached to it at the end of the degree. Okay, but it's exactly on the same level compared to any other MSc programs on the Irish National Qualification Framework, which is they're both on level 9, and postgraduate diploma students will be able to get the 2 years of graduate scheme to be able to stay and work in Ireland as well. Okay, and as I said, there is no final dissertation, so that means when our students join us in September, and they will finish all their studies by April, and they will be able to get into the workforce straight away. Okay, and our program here, the accounting program, that's designed for non-accounting graduates. So once again, those students could have studied anything, absolutely anything in their undergraduate background, but we wanted to bring those students in and to fast track their career to becoming an accountant. Okay, so for example, our students will be able to get a lot of different exemptions through different professional accountancy bodies. But if we look at ACCA offers up to 9 exemptions as their maximum exemption level. Generally speaking, in order for a student to be able to get their maximum 9 paper exemptions, they would be required to have studied for 4 years of undergraduate accounting degree to be able to get to that level. But with our program, within 7 months, our students will be able to reach that level straight away, given that they have no previous accounting background. Okay, that's how that's how the program is designed. And not to mention that, you know, our students who get into the accounting program, the employment rate is generally 100%. And many of our students will be able to secure employment opportunity even before they finish off the program. From January, February, they will be able to secure full-time contract already. That's how great this program is. So that's why I just wanted to spend, you know, 2 extra minutes to emphasize on that program. Now, moving on now. So we have 2 marketing programs here. We have the MSc in marketing and we have the MSc digital marketing strategy program. Both marketing programs, we are very happy to accept students coming from any degree background. They're both highly ranked. And one key difference in between the 2 programs is the MSc in marketing program. The key focus is on the traditional marketing channel, where our students, for example, would have more modules on the likes of branding, advertising, consumer behavior, so on and so forth. However, the digital marketing strategy program, the higher emphasis is on the search engine optimization, on social media management, and so on and so forth. Okay, but that said, there will be elective modules building into both of the marketing programs. So sometimes the students can choose and merge by selecting different elective options. I hope that makes sense. Okay, so moving on to our specialist programs, we have our MSc in entrepreneurship. Okay, we accept the students with any background, and that's really designed for students who might have their business idea, they wanted to set up something, or they already set up something. So the program will help our students to learn how to scale and grow their own business. And that's what that program is about. So sometimes you know, it might be beneficial if a student do have 2 or 3 years of kind of either be working experience or they've been working on their own companies and they come into that program with that sort of a business idea in their mind. Okay, that would be very beneficial when they're applying for that program. And it's very important, for example, on their CVs or on the application form for them to highlight that kind of a business understanding and the business idea for them to be selected for that program. Moving on, we have the Human Resource Management program. And that program is the only program in Ireland that's accredited, aligned, by the 3 largest human resource bodies globally. Okay, for example, CIPD, the English body, where our students, you know, after they get our qualification, they don't need to go to get another qualification specifically going through CIPD, because that kind of recognition is generally needed if candidates, for example, wanted to work in the UK or Ireland as a HR professional, because they will be able to get it with our program straight away. Again, highly ranked, first in Ireland and first in Western Europe. Okay. Now, next program, Operations and Supply Chain Management. Okay, so it's all about our students will be able to learn about a firm's supply chain and operations management in an international environment. Okay, so all our programs will have this international perspectives. All the modules will be able to, they all have a built-in this international perspectives for our students to be able to learn. Okay, their modules include global supply chain management, project management, new product development, and the business analytics, so on and so forth. highly ranked, by the latest QS ranking, that's ranked 7th in the world. Okay, so it's once again a very, very competitive program. And we would accept students coming from any background. Okay, strong academic backgrounds, but could be in business or non-business, we would be happy to accept them. Business analytics. This is the last program I'm going to talk about within the MIC portfolio. And this program is our youngest program within the MSc portfolio, but it's becoming so popular. It's the most popular programs at this stage. One thing to remember, the program is designed for students coming from very strong numeric discipline background. Students could have studied science, engineering, finance, statistics, so on and so forth. Highly ranked. It's part technical, part business program. It's a very, very applied program. Okay, and all modules are designed to have industry speakers and lectures to keep our students abreast with the latest and around the area. Okay, so now on this slide, I just wanted to show everyone the fees. So the new fee for 2024 intake, they are just over the 20,000 mark. And also, I wanted to show everyone the undergraduate requirement as well. And as you may see, the majority of our programs, students could be coming from any discipline. Okay, there are only the very few different programs, the likes of international management, business background, management, non-business background, and the likes of finance, risk management, and the business analytics. They need to come from kind of quantitative background, but all the other programs, they are open to any backgrounds. Entry requirement, very, very straightforward. Okay, so we need a 2-1 undergraduate degree or international equivalent. I know today we have all the counselors are coming from different countries. If you're not too sure about the 2-1 requirement, please feel free to reach out to me or Kim. And for your specific country requirement, we will be able to find that out for you. We also need 2 references, okay? Generally speaking, for MSc applications, we need academic references. But that said, if a candidate has been working for 2-3 years, if they prefer to submit a professional reference, that's absolutely fine. We need a CV and English language proficiency test result. Okay, the majority of the programs we need IELTS 6.5, but however, for marketing, digital marketing strategy, and international management, we need 7.0. Okay. Over the next couple of slides, I wanted to introduce everyone to our careers team. I've been receiving a lot of requests and through other webinars and training sessions and speaking with the students as well. Many people wanted to learn about our careers team and what they do for our postgraduate students. So I hope you don't mind. I just putting a few slides here. So this is our careers team, and we have a full team of colleagues, and their full-time job is to work with our PG postgraduate students. And what do? They help our students to find jobs. But what they do, okay? They offer individual career consultations, free, unlimited. As long as our students wanted to meet up with them, they can send in the request, they can make the booking, and they can make as many booking requests as possible, and it's absolutely all for free. Okay, they offer career workshops on CVs, on cover letters. They help our students with their interview skills. They do mock interviews. There's a career planning. They help our students to build up their LinkedIn profile. They offer career psychometric assessments where they will be able to help our students to identify where their key strength is, what industry they should work in, what job they are good at. Okay, they also offer job advertisements and job fairs. Okay, they are not currently online anymore. Sorry, this slide was from before during COVID. Now it's in person. So throughout the year, there will be a number of job fairs where they are bringing global multinational companies coming to Trinity Business School. Okay, facing our postgraduate students and trying to recruit those students straight away. What kind of companies would come in? Or where do our students work for? Okay, here's just some very sample examples of the top recruiters. They actually, on very regular basis, they recruit our students from, our business school. And as we can see, they're all very, very well-known names, which I'm not going to go through each of them here due to the time here, but you can see the big names here. Okay, now, so I wanted to talk to you about the Trinity MBA. I'm not too sure how many MBA students you might have for us, but I wanted to quickly go through our MBA program offering here, if you don't mind. So this is our full-time MBA program structure. Okay, so there are 3 terms within the full-time MBA program. So you have a term 1. Okay, from September to December, students will need to do 5 core modules during the first term. Second term, January to April, again 5 core modules. There will be some elective elements coming to it. Okay, here. And then the last term, which is in between May and August, there will be quite a few elective options built into it. Okay, one key difference to make our MBA program very unique is our company projects. So we have 3 company projects going through our program. We have the strategic company project, which is, starting from during the first term, going the whole way through during the second term, finish off during the third term. We have 2 smaller company projects, which will just take place during the final term. So in the next few slides, I will talk to you about the projects. So the main project, the company project, okay, this strategic company project, where our students will be working with a multinational company or leading domestic player. And our students will be required to deliver a comprehensive strategic audit of the industry, problem analysis, and a blueprint for change. So this would be a fantastic opportunity for our MBA students to get the exposure, to work with any of those big names out there, to work with their senior management team, to do a deep dive into a problem, an issue that's presented to them. Okay. Now, those are the 2 smaller projects, the social enterprise project and the scaling projects. Those 2 projects are not mandatory. Okay, they are not like the previous project is a mandatory project, but those 2 projects, students can choose to do both of them if they wish, but they are only required to do one of them. And then obviously, on this slide, it just shows, and those are, pardon me. So it just shows all the other elective modules that's on offering here as well, that students will be able to choose during their second term and third term of studies, including 2 residency weeks. And our students would have the opportunity to go to either Belgium or South Africa if they prefer to. So if you excuse me for 1 second, I just wanted to bring back the slide here. So as you can see, I just wanted to make sure everybody understands this. So those 2 projects, social entrepreneurship and scaling, are electives. There will be other elective modules built in during the second term and third term. And the students will be able to choose what they prefer to make up their second term and the third term when they go into it. Okay, I hope that all makes sense. So another unique point about our MBA program is the lead modules, and which again is another module that's going through the whole year during their studies here. The goal of the lead modules is to help our students to build the key competency for their career development and progression. Okay, again, what they do, we help our students to build their soft skill development, okay, in terms of cross-cultural leadership, in terms of their project management skill, in terms of their presentation skills and commercial strategies, and so on and so forth. They will be working a lot with our careers team, the one that previously I've introduced to everyone. The careers team will help them to, again, set up personalized career meetings, the one-to-one consultations, and also the career plannings, and so on and so forth. So this is our lead module. So I just wanted to highlight that again. That's another key unique point of our MBA program, along with our company projects. Okay. The entry requirements for the MBA program is slightly different than the MSc, where the MSc program with the key emphasis is on the undergraduate degree, is on the background, is on their GPA, is on the ranking of their institution. But for the MBA program, students could come in with their degree or professional qualification or a track record of their business achievement previously, okay? And they would be required to have a minimum of 3 to 5 years of a professional working experience, okay? Senior managerial professional working experience coming to the program. GMAT is a requirement, okay? And students would need to have a minimum of 600 GMAT coming to the program, IELTS 6.5, okay? If you have any student who is potentially interested in the MBA, but you're not too sure whether they will be suitable or not, this is the email address. So my colleague Owen and Kira, who are over the MBA recruitment. So if you reach out to them, send them the CV of your candidate, they will absolutely be able to go through their CV and offer personalized suggestions, advice, advice. So now that's really everything from me, and I hope the information is helpful. And obviously, I know I've packed so much into it. I couldn't really elaborate too much on certain areas. But look, if you have any questions, and I suppose I'm more than happy to answer any questions now, or feel free to reach out to us afterwards as well, and I'll be more than happy to have a one-to-one chat with anyone here going forward also. Now back to you, Kim.
Thanks, Elaine. It was really helpful. If anyone has any questions, you can put them in the chat box or in the Q&A box, and we'll be happy to answer them. I know I have a couple of questions already, like kind of typical questions that I get asked a lot when talking about the business master's program, so I could kind of kick off with a couple of those. You mentioned about having a preferred GMAT score for the MBA, but do any of the MSc programs have a GMAT requirement?
No.
Or do you prefer candidates with who present with a GMAT, or?
I just say, as a general rule of thumb, I just say that GMAT is not required for MSc applications, generally speaking. Okay, in certain cases, very rare cases, sometimes the GMAT could be beneficial. For example, if a student wanted to apply for the likes of business analytics program, and they didn't have a very heavy statistics, quantitative background in their undergraduate degree, but they just really wanted to demonstrate that they have the desire and they have the ability to get into BA, and in those kind of circumstances, GMAT might be helpful. But I wouldn't recommend anyone to go as far as, oh, I'm going to get my GMAT done before I apply for the program. Okay.
Yeah.
Sometimes if they are really borderline cases, if they really wanted to do a program, they could apply for the program first. And if the course selection committee is happy with your application, but not 100% sure, we will reach out to the candidates. And if at that point in time, they may consider doing GMAT to strengthen their applications.
Yeah. No, that's great. And then for the Masters in International Management, first Masters you talked about, and there's a residency placement week you mentioned in Spain. Is there an option of where to go, or is it just kind of one place in particular that the placement is done, or the
That's a
choices?
That's a really, really good question. Okay, so the International Residency Week, there has been a few chops and changes in the last few years because of COVID. So pre-COVID, our students were going to Hong Kong, going to Shanghai, and going to, we did have a bit more options. But because of COVID, and obviously our students were not able to travel to the Far East, and this is why our students have started going to Spain. As it stands currently, so it's only Spain, which is the option at the moment. But we cannot rule out any possibility that chances are we might be able to go back to other destinations. We just don't know yet. But as we know now, it's still Spain as
Yeah.
time being.
And the placement, the international placement has to be done, or is that optional as part of the
It
course?
has to be done, and
Be
students
done.
don't have to pay extra for it.
They
And
don't.
the flights
Okay.
and accommodation, they are in the tuition fees, that's included. What
Yeah.
students might need a bit extra money, if obviously they wanted to go out to do shopping, they wanted to have a couple of extra days and have a bit of a holiday, they would need money there. But other than that, it's covered within the whole tuition fee.
Oh, that's great. That's really good to know.
Yeah.
And then you mentioned about the requirements, English language, IELTS, and a TOEFL, but you're still accepting Duolingo as proof of English language as
We
well.
would go with the academic registry.
Yeah,
And if the academic registry, I haven't checked with the academic registry on that, but we are happy to go with the college policy on that.
yeah, they are. So it's still being accepted.
Super, good to know. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, fantastic. And then just the other question that I get asked a lot about is scholarships.
Okay.
Talk about what scholarships you have available.
We do have a scholarship options, and what I would say is there is the possibility of getting a scholarship. It's on the MBA side is actually better than the MSc side. There are opportunities, for our students to get scholarships, but it is academic and merit based. So what that means is, generally speaking, again, what happens with MSc scholarships is students apply for the course, they don't have to make a separate scholarship application. So when the course selection committee is reviewing their applications, they will also be considering their applications for potential scholarships. And if the course selection committee thinks that they are competitive enough, and when we are going back on the offer, we will also reach out to the applicants on their scholarship opportunities. And generally speaking, there's a different level of competition that's involved. And when they are being invited, when they are shortlisted for a scholarship, and generally that's a video request from students for them to highlight why they think that they should be competitive enough to get a scholarship, and and what their plan is when they are being selected as a brand ambassador. But what I would say is the key consideration factor is based on their academic merit in terms of where they've studied before, the ranking of the institution, what they've studied before, and as an overall portfolio, how they would add in to the classroom environment. That's the kind of factors we're looking at when it comes to scholarship selection.
Yeah. That's really interesting. So when they make an application, they're automatically considered for in
Yes,
the pool for his scholarship. They don't have to make a separate application. But it's
they
when it
don't.
comes to shortlisting, they might have to do like an activity. But it's kind of very much at that point, kind of it's very much based on their academic merit and
Academic merit.
where and
Yes,
their background and everything.
yes.
Yeah. Okay, no, that's great. So I won't keep people any longer because I know it's quite late over in the region. Um, I don't see any more questions in the chat box or the Q&A. So hopefully that means that we've been really comprehensive and Elaine has covered everything, which is great. Just to mention that you're welcome to communicate with Elaine and the business school directly with any applicant queries that you may have, or any questions about an application or anything like that. I'm just going to put the email address into the chat box there. So it's business.masters@tcd.ie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks.
So all queries are kind of channeled through that. And I know that they're very, very quick at getting back, which is great. And then, so I'll circulate the recording after this as well, if nobody minds. And like, if you don't mind sending me the slides, I can circulate that with the recording to everyone's registered. And I think that the slides and the recording will be a really good resource to have to hand, even when you're, when you're potentially counseling an applicant, when you can kind of go back and reference some of the points there. So,
You're
okay.
welcome.
Thank you. Thanks, Elaine. Thanks for your time. Thanks,
Well,
everyone, for joining.
thank you, Kim, and thank you everyone once again for your time today.
Take care now. Bye.
Bye bye. Bye.